Brad, thanks for making time. I know it's a busy time for you in the thick of top 10 matchups week after week, especially on the road, and a 12-game winning streak, which is impressive in its own right as you get set to head to East Lansing to take on Michigan State. What's this season been like for you, coaching this new group of guys and being able to have so much sustained success in the middle of a tough stretch?
Yeah, it was a challenge early. And almost frustrating is a better word. Just because we had so much missed practice time with Andrei Stojakovic to start the year 7 weeks. He gets hurt the first week of school. Then it was Mihailo. Just his struggles with hamstring issues and then Tommy. So I never felt like we could get right early. And we were playing guys into shape, all while we're playing high major schedules, or high major opponents. And so it was frustrating. I could see where we were trying to get to. And it's just taken us a little longer to get there. But now with Kylan out, and we're used to having guys out. So that part of it has been a little more normal, but I'm excited for us to get whole. But I hope that continues. But these guys have been a joy to coach. They've all accepted roles and sacrifice for the good of the team.
I think it was after the Purdue win, you said, like, we got to turn the page really quickly because if you have any mental lapses in the Big Ten, especially, like, you're going to get beaten that next game. And coming off emotional wins is almost one of the hardest things to do. So I feel like over a 12-game period to have win after win, especially in this conference, speaks to the mentality of your team. Do you feel like this team is mentally tough and has that DNA, and that's part of the reason why they're able to win game after game?
Yeah, we're getting there. And we talk a lot about our standard and what that is. And we try to take that approach every single day in practice to just get better. And it's a challenge mentally. I think it's a tribute to our guys that the focus has been about that. It hasn't been about drinking any of the poison, so to speak, that can come from winning or can come from losing or not playing well. So this group has been pretty focused on that. They get along great. The chemistry's great. And, as long as we keep it that simple, we got a chance.
Are you a rat poison believer, as Statement
Absolutely.
likes to say?
Absolutely. And I think it's just one of those that, you keep your circle tight. You don't read what's out there. You just can't buy into anything that is said and just have belief in who you are and what you're doing and really try to keep it that simple. Everyday guys doing the best you can every day.
You've said before that you guys have your own internal scouting system and you don't follow what all, like, maybe the national people they built their stars around. But to go international and go deep into that to get those type of recruits, how do you feel like you've been able to work that scouting system that you have internally to get all these top tier guys to Illinois?
Yeah, and it fits. It fits who I am. It fits the way I like to play. Skill's been a big piece of that. Positional size, shooting. It narrows the scope of what we do recruiting wise a great deal. We don't offer a lot of guys, but I think the one thing that we've tried to do is find character and not characters. And I think that's helped us in being pretty singular what we do. All the analytics, all the profiles, the personality test, all of that stuff plays into it. But I think it's helped keep a group of coaches, and in our program, it's helped us keep very focused on who we want to go after.
All right, everyone wants to talk about Katon Wagler because this guy only had two high major offers, and everyone's like, how in the world does that happen as he is quickly becoming a lottery pick in front of our eyes? So, in your mind, how does that go where he doesn't get the high major offers coming out of high school, and then he's able to step on the scene as a freshman and really just blow people away?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I don't know if it's a positive thing or a good thing for our sport, but for the coaches, but he played on a very successful team. They won two state championships. He was player of the year in the state. He played with one of the top big men in the country. I'm just glad Tyler happened to go see that game. But it fits our mold: positional size, shooting, elite passer, successful, and all the characteristics of what we want in a personality profile. So, did we know he was going to have this kind of success? No. You never know that until you actually coach him. You find out how tough he is, and then his poise is well beyond his years. So, there's some surprises in there, but his talent we never waned on.
Can you be honest of like you try to be level-headed as a coach, but to see a freshman put up 46 on the road, like
That's
you're mid-game and you're like, am I reading this right?
Yeah, it's one of the last things I look at, to be very honest, is points. You're
Yeah.
involved, and you got a feel for that. Okay, he's doing some pretty good things, and I knew, we had our first 14, and I looked at our coaches, and I said, "Be nice if somebody else made a basket," and but yeah, that's a special performance, and he just took it all in stride. He just took what the defense gave him, and the last 4 minutes they went to a different coverage, and other guys got a piece of it. So, um, yeah, just a special night, and happy for him.
I was reading just about how you've had to change kind of your strategy defensively this season. What has that been to try to lock down more on the defensive side?
We've always been pretty solid defensively. We've just done it differently, and we were a team that took away a lot of threes, and had a lot of success doing that. But what we did was we gave up probably more twos, a higher percentage shot, a layup, or a dunk than maybe we have in the past. I think our positional size played into that, in terms of being able to stay between the ball and the basket, not give up twos. No, we're going to give up a few more threes, but we're going to protect against the high percentage shot, and then try and contest, a mid 30% 3-point shot that, hopefully our size can bother a little bit. But it's worked great. Cam Crocker, Zach Hamer, John Keller, all of our guys that are really dialed in on the defensive side have done a great job, and they've done a good job of convincing me to stay with it.
You are the winner of 20 games for 7 consecutive seasons in a pretty elite company with Gonzaga and Houston and Mark Few, Calvin Sampson. I mean, does that have any significance to you to be able to have sustained success year after year like that?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I've said this in my press conference. I don't want a great team or a good team. I want a great program. And you don't do that by yourself. I'm smart enough to realize that. I've had great staff, great players, more importantly, great administration, that's allowed that to happen. Our fans have been phenomenal. They're the best in the country. So it's all happened as we've gotten, refurbished oven, practice facility, State Farm's electric. So it's just all kind of happened together. But I think it just shows the overall status of our program. And when I keep saying this is a great, great job and a great program, I'm the blessed one. I get to coach here every day. So yeah, I think it just speaks to how good Illinois basketball is in a whole.
You said when you were talking about recruiting that you don't look for personalities, you're looking at characters, but you yourself have become a personality for Illini basketball. We saw the Jake Davis wig giveaway, that little skit that you put out. I saw something on Twitter, and I don't even know when this was, but you were caught, your whiteboard was caught behind you, and it said, rob the bank.
Yeah, yeah. We we
Is that a consistent message?
we come up with a few slogans or terms or cliches, whatever you want, almost every single game. And I think the most important thing is that, thank God, I don't have Jake Davis's hair. That was a lot, and Yeah, so I'm glad he gets to deal with that every day. But no, I think the one thing is we got to have fun, and I'm all about fun. And we're serious as crazy when we compete for 40 minutes when the game matters. But we've got a group with a big personality, and I love being that. I love laughing and practical jokes, and so we're gonna have a good time while we're doing this.
All right, you're heading to East Lansing to take on Michigan State on Saturday. You know Tom Izzo is going to have a good defensive team. What are your keys to that game come Saturday for another top 10 matchup?
Yeah, they're one of the best defensive teams in the country. We're one of the best offenses. I think it's always an electric game when we play. I think the one thing is, you've got to do the simple things against them, not give them easy baskets. They play very fast. They're very good in transition. They offensive rebound, all some of the things that we like to do. And when you go on the road, you have to be great defensively. You can't turn the ball over, and you've got to do a really really good job of making things difficult for them. You can't give them easy baskets, and if we can do those things, you've got a chance. And if you don't, then it's hard to beat them. But we're gonna go, see what we can do, and should be a fun one.
All right, one more question, because I think you said on a Chicago radio show that you don't believe this is the most talented roster that you've had. But how do you define this kind of group of guys that you do have this year?
Yeah, I don't want to say we're not the most talented. I think we're very versatile. We've had some good teams. Our team that was a one seed with Io and Kofi was very talented. That team had some things that we couldn't do. This team's much more versatile that way. But I think that the chemistry of this group, the connectivity of this group is as elite as I've been a part of. And they're fun to be around. They enjoy, and I say that, and there's true joy when somebody else succeeds, and that's very rare today. So we're gonna keep riding that, keep trying to get better every day, and see where it takes us.
All right, Brad, I appreciate your time. Congratulations on all the success so far this season. And we'll see you at the United Center for the Big Ten tournament in about a month.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, ILL.
And I.